Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. I'm the Mayor, Councillor Thuy Dang. I declare this meeting open at 7 o'clock. I would like to welcome the members of the public who have joined us in the chamber tonight. Members of the public attending council and committee meetings are expected to behave respectfully at all times and not permitted to engage with the councillors or council officer during the course of the meeting. This includes directing loud and inappropriate comments toward councillors and officers, or making noise that impact council ability to conduct its meeting. All persons present tonight have the right to be safe and treated with respect. Council will not tolerate any behavior that threatens the safety of anyone present in the chamber or which disrupt the ability for Council to conduct its business on behalf of the community. You will be asked to leave the meeting if your behavior is inappropriate, disruptive, or rude. All members of the gallery are required to pre-register their attendance at the council meetings to support continuous efforts to maintain a safe and secure environment to all participants, with allowing council to conduct an orderly meeting. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please follow the direction of the council officers and the emergency procedures on the wall near the door. I would like to know I have given approval of Channel 31 to live stream this meeting. A recording of the meeting will be published on Council's website. For item number 1, the opening, including acknowledgement of country, please stand for the acknowledgement of country. On behalf of Brimbank City Council, I respectfully acknowledge and recognize the Wurundjeri and Bunurong people as the traditional custodian of this land and pay respect to their elders, past, present, and future. Item number 2, Council commitment. I ask Councillor to remain standing for the Council commitment. Others may be seated. At the Council, we will act in the best interests of the Brimbank community and consider the immediate and long-term impacts of our decisions. We will make this decision fairly and without bias. We will uphold all our obligations under the laws of Victoria and Council's local laws, and will act in accordance with the Model Councillor Code of Conduct. Councillor, please be seated. We move to item number 3, apologies, leave of absence. There are no apologies this evening. Item number 4, disclose of conflicts of interest. Are there any declaration of conflict of interest? Yes, Councillor Nikolic.
Madam Mayor, I would like to declare a general conflict of interest for item 12.8 due to my connections and the capacity of myself as a volunteer. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Nikolic. Is there any declaration of conflict of interest? No? I also intend to raise a conflict of interest in relation to item number 12.8, Annual Community Grants Program 2024/2025. We move to item number 5, designation of items as confidential. May I have a mover of a motion to designate items as confidential? Councillor Rashid?
I move the item as per business papers or shared screen. Thank you.
May I have the seconder, please? Councillor Nikolic?
I second that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Nikolic. So thank you. Councillor Rashid, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rashid. Councillor Nikolic, Would you like to talk to the motion?
No, thank you.
Right. Thank you, Councillor. I'll put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. Yeah. Thank you. I declare the motion carried. Item number 6, confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. May I have a mover of motion to confirm the minutes of the previous council meeting? Councillor Tarkos.
I move the motion as per business papers, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. May I have the seconders? Thank you, Councillor Kerr.
I second as per the shared screen, thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Councillor Tarkot, would you like to speak to the motions?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Councillor Kerr, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. I put the motion. Any other councillor want to speak to the motion? Thank you. I'll put the motion to the vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare motion carried. Item number 7, condolences. There is one item for condolences this morning. May I have a mover of the motion of condolences? Yes, Councillor Victoria Board.
I'll move the motion as per business papers.
Thank you, Councillor Board. May I have a second, please? Councillor Pham.
I second the motion at present paper. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pham. Councillor Board, could you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Dr. Servendra was born in Sri Lanka and arrived in Australia in 1974 after training as a GP and surgeon in Ireland, England, and Scotland. After arriving in Australia, he began work at Oatfield Street, West Sunshine, and McIntyre Road, North Sunshine, until the closure of the Oatfield Street, where he then solely worked at North Sunshine. Dr. Selvendra also performed surgery on his patients at several hospitals, Royal Melbourne Hospital being the main one for about 20 years. He retired from major surgery in the mid-90s, but still continued to perform minor surgery at North Sunshine until his full retirement on the 30th of June 2019, after a total of 50 years of service to his patients. Dr. Selvendra still performed house calls for patients who were too sick or unable to get to the clinic up until his retirement. He also regularly gave patients his home number so they could contact him if any issues arose outside of hours. Dr. Selvendra was also a talented musician and artist in his spare time, and has performed free concerts and donated paintings for auction to help raise funds for various community causes. Brimbank Council Citizen of the Year in 2020 and recognized with an OAM in the Queen's Birthday Honours in 2021 for service to the multicultural organizations and medicine. I would like to pass on our condolences to his family. Veil Dr. Servendra.
Thank you, Councillor Board. Councillor Pham, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Had any councillor want to speak to the motion? I put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. Thank you. I declare the motion carried. Item number 8, congratulations. There are no items of congratulations this evening. Item number 9, public question time. Mr. Lever, I understand we have received questions from members of the public.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have received 5 questions from members of the public. Our first question is from Carly Deegan, who asks, the derelict building on Alexandra Avenue in Sunshine is a blight on the community, unsightly and routinely attracting criminal and antisocial behaviour. What actions are council taking to clean up this property?
Council compliance officers respond to complaints regarding sites and seek to have correction action undertaken by property owners to rectify concerns when they are raised. In response to this question, compliance officers will carry out an inspection to the site and issue corrective notices should be warranted. Concerned residents should report any alleged criminal activity to Victoria Police.
Carly Deegan also asks, there is unfortunately a problem of rubbish dumping in Sunshine. What actions are council taking to create pride in our community and discourage this unfortunate behaviour?
Illegal dumping is a significant problem across Brimbank and Victoria. Council's response to illegal dumping includes community engagement, prevention, cleansing, and where appropriate, enforcement. Services and actions to mitigate illegal dumping include at core halfway collection, no charge drop-off at the Resort Recovery Centre, and e-waste hubs across Brimbank. Monitoring by surveillance cameras, investigation by authorized officers, and enforcement where needed. Community education campaigns with schools, businesses, and environment groups to encourage proper waste disposal and reduce dumping. Residents are encouraged to report dumped rubbish to council at 9249 and 4000 or via the report it form online. Witnesses of illegal dumping can also contact the police. For more detail, visit the council website.
Tessa Moorcroft has asked, the playground at the end of Austral Place has burned down recently. Is there a plan to rebuild it with new equipment?
Council had removed damaged equipment from the recent vandalized and burned Austral Place playground. The slide frame will also need to be removed in the coming week. Council has commenced the process of purchase replacement equipment.
Robert Galati has asked, why is the Brimbank Aquatic and Wellness Centre putting up posts about raising kids free of harmful gender stereotypes? Please clarify, what does this mean exactly?
The global 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign, led by UN Women, runs every year from 25th November to 10th of December. Brimbank Council has been a long-time supporter of this campaign and is passionate about working to make our city a place where women live free from violence. Global evidence shows that levels of men violence against women are higher in societies, communities, and relationships, where there are more rigid distinctions between the roles of men and women, and between more stereotypical notions of the ideal man or women.
Diane Capelli has asked, compared to Hume, Moonee Valley, Melton, Hobsons Bay, Wynnum and Maribyrnong, Brimbank's hard waste collection process is less efficient, leading to increased dumped rubbish. These mentioned councils offer easy online booking and next day services through third-party companies. Brimbank can improve by implementing an online system, partnering with third-party services, increasing awareness and regularly evaluating the system for effectiveness. Can Brimbank align with the other councils and offer the same rubbish collection services?
Officer has advised that Brimbank Council offer a similar service to those council referenced in the questions and that none offer a next day service. Brimbank Council had appointed external contractor to provide an at-call annual halfway collection service to all eligible properties. This is a free service. Given the volume of the request, it is not possible to offer a next day service. However, bookings can be made online at a time that best suits the resident. Additional collections can also be arranged by on a fee of service. In addition, Council offers a no-jar drop-off service at its Resort Recovery Centre and Resort Recovery. E-waste hubs drop-off points are also provided at locations across Brimbank.
No further questions, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Ilabe. We move to item number 10, petitions. There are no petitions to receive this evening. Item number 11, minutes, reports of delegated committees. There are no minutes of delegated committee. Item number 12, officer reports. There are 9 officer reports for consideration by Council tonight. If you have your own motion this evening, you must draft this motion and provide to the governance team via email so that they may share it on screen and form parts of the meeting. Otherwise, we might have to defer the matter until the motion has been written, allowing the meeting to proceed uninterrupted. So, report number 12.1, planning activity update and delegated decision and planning scheme amendments update September, October, and November 2024. I invite Director Wash to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is to provide Council an update on the status of planning permit applications and trends in planning approvals within the city, and decisions made under delegated authority during September, October and November of this year, and also the status of current planning scheme amendments as at the 30th of November. Excuse me. The officer recommendation is that Council notes the planning activity update report and the decisions made under delegated authority, which are included at attachments 1 through to 3 to the report, and also to note the planning scheme amendment summary at attachment 5. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Wash. Councillor, are there any questions to the Director? No. May I have a mover of a motion? Councillor Nikolic.
I would like to move the officer's recommendation as per the notice paper.
Thank you, Councillor Nikolic. Is there a seconder? Councillor Tarkos.
I second the officer's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Councillor Nikolic, would you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, thank you. I would like to note the cost of development for new applications as a monthly average for the past 12 months has been $66.3 million. This translates into jobs, but also housing, industrial opportunities, and an increased access to healthcare for our constituents as per the various planning applications received. It's really great to see this growth continuing across the municipality, and I thank the officers and the planners for their attention in the ongoing processing of these applications.
Thank you, Councillor Nikolic. Councillor Tarkos, would you like to speak to the motion?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to also note that the Minister for Planning approved the heritage overlay to the Sunshine Silos. That's a huge part of our local industrial history, and it provides critical grain storage and transport services in Victoria for 55 years. Being also on the railway line, they are also a very strong visual identifier for Sunshine, and recently they were also used for the Sunshine Silos Film Festival. So I just wanted to also say that the best way to preserve history and heritage is to actually activate it and use it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Could anyone else like to speak to the motion? I put the motion to the vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried. Item number 12.2, Planning Compliances Activity Update, the 1st July to the 30th September 2024. I invite Director Wash to present their report.
Thank you again, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is to provide Council with an update and line of sight to the planning compliance activity undertaken by the organisation under your authority in the period of 1st of July through to 30th of September of this year. And officers recommend that you note the planning compliance activity update included in this report and the attachment. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Wash. Councillor, are there any questions to the directors? Is there a mover of a motion? Councillor Ball?
I'll move the motion as per business papers.
Thank you, Councillor Ball. May I have a seconder, please? Councillor Kerr?
I second the motion as per the shared screen.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Councillor Ball, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ball. Councillor Kerr, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Had anyone like to speak to the motion? Thank you. So I'll put the motion to the vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried. We move to item number 12.3, Quarter 1 Budget Report, July, August, September 2024. I invite Director Stormer to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councillors, this is the first quarter financial report for the 2024-25 financial year. The report provides details on actual expenditure against budget targets, and we also provide forecasts. Please note, when you look at that surplus in the report, we book all of our revenue at the start of the year. So as the course of the year goes on, that number naturally starts to catch up with the forecast surplus. The good news is that the forecast surplus is well ahead of budget. But the caveat is that it's early days. It's the first quarter. So whilst we do our best to project with accuracy, a lot can change over the course of the next 9 months. So please use some caution when looking at that forecast. The report provides explanations of where we are over and under budget in a fair amount of detail. Some key points: revenue is $8 million favorable. Some of that is permanent, which is good, grants that were carried forward, and also some additional supplementary valuations that we hadn't budgeted for. The expenses are slightly unfavorable, but again, it's early days, so there's plenty of time to make up for that. Capital works year to date. So the capital works are detailed in the report. Year to date, we are at $5 million expenditure versus a budget of $3.8 million. But again, like the operational budget, it's early days. So we'll keep a close track on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Stormer. Councillor, are there any questions to the Director Stormer? No? So can I have the mover of the motion, please? Councillor Ball?
I'll move the motion as per business papers.
Thank you, Councillor Ball. Is there the seconder? Councillor Tarkos?
I second the officer's report as per business papers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Councillor Ball, would you like to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah. This report includes a comprehensive analysis of the operating and capital performances. Council continues to operate in a highly diligent way, while at the same time managing prudently Council's high risk. Indeed, according to this report, Council has an operating surplus of $1.77 million for the 2024-25 year. As for the full year capital expenditure, although it is estimated to be $2.16 million higher than budget, officers expect to manage the overall expenditure to fall within the budgeted allocation. In spite of the financial challenges, Council ensures continuous delivery of quality and innovative services. I commend this report to Council.
Thank you, Councillor Port. Councillor Tarkot, would you like to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd also like to commend the surplus, but with a caution and caveat. Considering this council's comprehensive capital works program, council has embarked on, it's good to see a positive cash position. However, also noted is the increase in completion costs of these projects that need to be also budgeted for. So I just wanted to add some program highlights, which includes the restoration of Robertson's Cottage, skate, scoot and BMX facilities program at Balmoral Skate Park, flagship park upgrade at Kevin Flint, roads and pavement, asphalt overlay projects, sports ground irrigation projects. The list goes on, but it shows that this council, it's not an exhaustive list, but it shows our commitment to the roads, raids and all things that are community focused will continue to improve Brimbank's amenity. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Would anyone else like to speak to the motion? No? I'll put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried. Move to item number 12.4, Governance Report December 2024. I invite Director Hill to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The monthly governance report is a standing report to Council in accordance with the best practice and good governance principles and to ensure compliance with the Local Government Act 2020, the Model Code of Conduct and the Councillor Support Policy 2024. In this month's governance report, councillors are asked to consider a summary of recent governance activity, contracts entered into and works orders approved in accordance with the S7 instrument of subdelegation, councillor declarations of representations by members of Parliament, the updated terms of reference to the Chief Executive Officer Employment Matters Committee, proposed council meeting dates for 2025, an update to the Audit and Risk Committee Charter and membership, and the appointment of authorised officers under the Planning and Environment Act 1987. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Hill. Councillor, are there any questions to Director Hill? No? I'll put the motion to vote. All in favour? I'm sorry. May I have a mover for the motion, please? Councillor Rashid?
I move the motion as per shared screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rashid. Seconded, please. Councillor Crook.
I move the motion as per the business papers. Thank you. Second. Thank you.
Second, yeah. Thank you, Councillor Crook. So, Councillor Rashid, could you like to speak to the motion? Councillor Crook? No. Are there any councillor want to speak to the motion? I'll put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare motion carried. I move to report number 12.5, appointment to committee. I invite Director Hill to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Council has established a range of internal advisory committees to which it appoints council representatives. Additionally, council is invited to nominate delegates to external committees convened by other organisations and bodies. This report recommends that council confirm appointments to these committees. It also proposes discontinuing representation on certain committees due to factors such as low attendance, limited resources, and the availability of alternate forums or processes better suited to address relevant issues. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Hill. Councillor, are there any questions to the Director Hill? No? Can I have the mover, please? Councillor Tarkos?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to move
the microphone.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to move 12.5 officer recommendation, but I would like to add to section A that we add councillor. Would you like me to give the name now? Yeah, Councillor Tarkos, myself, as the delegate councillor, and also Councillor Lucy Nguyen as substitute to the Heritage Advisory Committee. And in point B, I'd like to just remove the Heritage Advisory Committee off the discontinuation.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Can I have the seconder, please? Councillor Victoria Board.
I'll second the report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Board. Councillor Tarkos, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thanks, Madam Mayor. I think it's all self-explanatory, and these committees are on a 2-year cycle, so it's good to see people put their hand up and everyone will share it and have a go in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Councillor Board, would you like to speak to the motion?
Just briefly, Madam Mayor, first of all, I would like to thank Councillor Tarkos for moving the amended motion. I think the cultural, heritage committee, advisory committee, is very popular, and the community has expressed a great interest in the continuation of this advisory committee. With regards to the other committees, I looked at the report very, very closely, and may I make some comments with regards to the Social Justice Coalition strategic implementation. This is one of the committees that is proposed to be discontinued, and I have chaired this committee for a number of years, and I could see over the years a progressive decline rather in engagement from key stakeholders. Council will be assessing engagement processes and explore other alternative frameworks, among other things, and the same will and Council will be doing more or less the same with regards to the proposed other community committee. It's important that Council continues to deliver its services in a highly diligent and sustainable manner while maintaining good quality and innovative services. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ball. Would anyone else like to speak to the motion? I put the motion to the vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried. So, report number 12.6, Quarterly Advocacy Update, December 2024. I invite Director Hill to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is to present the major advocacy-related developments from September to November 2024 and to propose a relaunch of the refreshed Transforming Brimbank campaign. The campaign will call on major parties contesting the 2025 federal election to prioritise the development of Sunshine Precinct and fast-track the timeline for completing the Melbourne Airport Rail. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Hill. Councillor, are there any questions to the Director Hill? Is there the mover of the motion? Councillor Tarkos?
I move the motion as per shared screen.
Is there a seconder? Councillor Pham?
Second motion as per share screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pham. Councillor Tarkot, would you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This quarterly advocacy update, our Council's advocacy priorities reflect topics with very strong community support across Brimbank. Emerging still is mental health, which has gold status across all ages, touching everyone's life. This remains an important focus and lens for our council. Transforming Brimbank, we are at the cusp of real defining, transformational defining projects for Brimbank that really will put us on the map as the heart of the West, such as Melbourne Airport Rail, Sunshine Super Hub, and the subsequent investment and precinct development that comes with that in Sunshine and in the Albion Quarter. Some challenges still remain, including upgrading road infrastructure, rising unemployment, especially youth unemployment, housing mortgage stress, and rental stress, homelessness, and proposed Melbourne Airport third runway. There's also gambling harm that remains a huge concern for the losses in our community in particular. And also things like what we will continue maintaining our influence in is major parks such as Brimbank Park, library upgrades, the government burden on council, or as we term cost shifting, which means we have to do more without the supporting funding from the state. And our asks in our advocacy campaign is to immediately commence works on the Sunshine Station Master Plan, revise the timeline of the Melbourne Airport rail link so that the rail is completed ahead of the Melbourne Airport's proposed third runway, proceed in construction of the Albion Station and ensuring the Albion Quarter vision comes to fruition, construct a new station at Keilor East, which would be really helpful for our end of the community in the north because we have got a black hole when it comes to public transport, and also for the state government to provide clear timelines and budget allocations for all the above projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Councillor Pham, would you like to speak to the motion?
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Would any councillor want to speak to the motion? All right, I'll put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare motion is carried. So I move to number 12.8, 0.7, Council Plan Action Plan Y4Q1 report and draft council report. I invite Director Hill to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Brimbank Council adopted the Together We Are Brimbank Council Plan 2021-2025 in October 2021. Each year, after consulting with the community, Council creates an annual action plan to implement the strategic directions and objectives outlined in the Council Plan. Implementation of these actions is monitored and evaluated through quarterly reporting of actions, with achievements published at the end of the financial year in the Brimbank Council Annual Report. In 2024-2025, the Council Plan Action Plan contains 109 actions. This report shows the progress made in the first quarter from the 1st of July to the 30th of September 2024. At the end of the first quarter, 96 actions are in progress, 2 actions have been completed, 1 action has not commenced, and 1 action is not due to commence until quarter 4. The recommendation is that Council notes the state of actions as presented in the report. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Director Hill. Councillor, are there any questions to Director Hill? I put the motion to vote. Or in fact, sorry. Is there a move of a motion? Thank you, Councillor Bull.
I'll move the motion as per shared screen.
Thank you, Councillor Bull. Is there a seconder? Councillor Toom?
Yes, I move the second read on line on the screen. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Toom. Councillor Bull, would you like to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a quarterly progress report regarding the status of the 81 actions in the Council Plan Annual Action Plan. It is quite a comprehensive report. I just want to highlight a few items. One is the opening of the carer space at the Keilor Downs Community Centre. Another one, the recent funding from the state government to establish a social inclusion action group in Brimbank. Through this action group, a number of initiatives will be conducted to combat loneliness and isolation, which has become the silent epidemic in our municipality and I believe beyond. This requires an approach immediately because it is really happening amongst us and we can see it very much in our community. Another interesting item to note is the meeting that Council facilitated with key stakeholders to create a proposal that will target mental health and well-being priorities for secondary school children. This is quite highly welcomed. Those are some of the highlights of this report, but it's quite comprehensive and very interesting to read. I commend this report to Council.
Thank you, Councillor Board. Councillor Chung, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Chung. Could anyone else like to speak to the motion? Councillor Tarkos?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to also add that we've had 55 applications approved for the Into Sport program, which gives disadvantaged families an ability for the kids to play sport through subsidisation. There's also the development of Coinda, which is the first dedicated Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community centre in Brimbank. The rollout of quick response grants, which for emerging and unexpected needs in our community. Improving our public amenity through murals and artworks across Brimbank, which people have been giving us really positive feedback about. There's also park upgrades for Kokopara in Taylors Lakes, Larissa Reserve, St Albans, Kevin Flint Reserve, improving all abilities access and upgrading the Cliff Harvey Reserve Keilor that's going to provide all ability play equipment for children facing mobility challenges. Extensive tree planting throughout the hot suburbs like Kings Park, Deer Park and St Albans. Creation of a seed library at Sydenham Library, which I only found out about this at our recent festival. It was such a fantastic idea. And our war against illegal dumping continues with increased improving surveillance mechanisms and working with the EPA and police to implement stronger compliance. There's hundreds more actions, but I really commend our council officers for commitment to these actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tarkos. Could anyone else like to speak to the motion? I put the motion to vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare this motion carried. We move to item number 12.8, Annual Brimbank Community Grants Program 2024-2025. Councillor, as I have disclosed a conflict of interest in item number 12.8, I will now vacate the chair and the Deputy Mayor will assume the chair for the duration of the term of this item. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. You are now the chair of the meeting.
The next item on the agenda is item 12.8, Annual Brimbank Community Grants Program 2024-25. I invite Director Linley Dumble to introduce the report.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. This report requests that Council notes the outcomes for the Brimbank Community Grants 2024 to 2025. The Brimbank Community Grants Program provides one-off financial assistance to eligible not-for-profit organisations and community groups seeking to deliver projects or events that support and improve the Brimbank community. The grant program has a total financial year allocation of $600,000 spread throughout two funding streams, which are the annual community grants and the quick response grants. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Dumble. Are there any questions for the Director? No? Okay. Can I have a mover for this report? Councillor Tarkos?
Through the chair, I move the report as per shared screen. Thank you.
Can I have a seconder? Councillor Crook?
I second the report as per the business papers. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Tarkos, would you like to speak to the report?
Thanks, Madam Deputy Mayor. It's great to see nearly $600,000 of grants benefiting so many groups across Brimbank. Some of the programs outlined some of the grants will be going to aquatic inclusion run by Lifesaving Victoria, targeting our called community. Also, programs supporting Maker's Space for young, deaf, and disabled people aged between 18 and 30 held in St Albans. Forest Therapy Project to encourage forest walks for adults with disabilities and carers in Brimbank Parks. A 2025 Youth World Cultural Festival, Friends of HV Mackay Gardens Festival, Africa's Got Talent Show, Brimbank Holy Colour Festival, and roving artists across Brimbank, and of course all our seniors get a grant across Brimbank. I look forward also to attending many of these great events, and our community absolutely loves the grants program and the opportunity to get together and celebrate our amazing diversity. Thank you.
Councillor Crook, would you like to speak to the report?
Just echoing the sentiments of my colleague here, that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other councillors who would like to speak to the report? No? I'll put the report to vote. Those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. You are now the chair of the meeting.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Now we move to item number 12.9, the contract number 25/35 and 49 and 2024/2025 asphalt resurfacing works and various roads, package 1 and package 2. I invite Director Lever to present their report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report recommends council awards contracts to 2 contractors for asphalt resurfacing works. The tender responses have been evaluated by a panel of experts, and it's recommended to award the works to two distinct packages of works of approximately $2.3 million each, one to Asphalt Tech and one to Tomset. Whilst the scope of works proposed under the 2 contracts is similar in nature, we've recommended 2 separate contractors as we believe this will provide the greatest flexibility and mitigate the risks associated with having all works conducted by a single contractor. Council received a good number and a good quality of tender responses, and we're confident that we're recommending best value contractors for these works. And with that, I commend the report and recommendation to you.
Thank you, Director Lever. Councillor, are there any questions to Director Lever? No? Is there a mover of a motion? Councillor Pham?
I move the motion at the business paper. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pham. The seconded Councillor Kerr?
I second that as per the shared screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Councillor Pham, would you like to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Councillor Kerr, would you like to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Has anyone like to speak to the motion? No. I'll put the motion to the vote. All in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried. Item number 13, notice of motion. There are no notice of motion. Item number 14, notice of decision. There are no notice of decision. Item number 15, urgent business. Madam CEO, is there any urgent business?
No, there is no urgent business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam CEO. Number 16, confidential business. There are no items of confidential business. Thank you all for attending and for your interest in tonight's meeting. I declare this meeting closed at 7:50 p.m. I instruct Channel 31 to stop live streaming this meeting.